Hello there, Jerome here from JeromeFitness. In this video I give you 9 tips to live longer, or at least according to the Blue Zone theory. Now, the Blue Zones are areas in the world where people live longer than average, and from that study that have been done over the years, there are 9 basic tips that you can do in order to live longer. Now, the first one is to be active. Now, not specifically active in terms of doing sports, working out, but rather walking around a lot, doing chores outside, working in the garden, stuff like that. At least you shouldn't overdo yourself. A lot of people in the Blue Zones are farmers, or at least they are very active throughout their entire life. So they are not specifically couch potatoes, even though they do like to rest, but more about that later. Next up is to have goals in your life. Now, I've talked about this before, and I think that striving for goals is what makes you happy. Reaching them, not so much. Of course, you do want to achieve some goals, but after that, make sure that you have new goals, because you won't be happy for a long time after achieving a goal. It is rather chasing the goal than it is achieving the goal. So basically it's about the journey, not about the destination. Also, make sure to release stress. And stress is a very broad term, and a lot of people already know that stress is not good for you, not for your happiness, as well as it is bad for your health. Try to relax, and also try to cut down on using your phone, for example, because the constant stream of information does not help relaxing. So take some time off, really focus on life itself at those times, do some meditation, stuff like that, do yoga, try to release the stress. Then the first tip on nutrition, which is the 80-20% rule. Basically what you do is you will eat until you feel about 80% full. In previous videos I already mentioned that eating too many calories is not good for your health, and especially not if that means that you are getting overweight. So stop eating after you've been full for about 80%, and that will do for this part. The second nutrition tip is to eat more plant-based. Now, I'm not making this up because I'm vegan myself, but rather because it's actually in the Blue Zone theory that areas that have people that live longer usually are more plant-based. So basically it comes down to increasing whole plant-based foods and avoid processed foods, including some processed plant-based foods of course, but also meat and dairy. Then the next Blue Zone tip is one that I disagree on, namely to drink wine. Now, it has been shown in quite some studies that wine and basically any other alcoholic drink can help prevent some heart disease, but the effect of wine and alcohol is that it dilates the arteries, and that will help the blood flow, leading to less clogging of the arteries. Now, this is only a temporary effect of alcohol, and after that it doesn't do much for you. Alcohol is and always will be toxic, and therefore is not healthy for you. And even though red wine is high in antioxidants, it is really not that high compared to something like blueberries, which only has benefits. So rather focus on dark chocolate, blueberries, other fruits and vegetables that are high in antioxidants, rather than drinking wine. Then something that is rather difficult to have a lot of influence on, at least in the early years of your life, namely the people that are surrounding you. So basically it comes down to finding people that are like-minded, in this case like-minded in terms of health. So if you are surrounded by people that are overweight, chances are that you are getting overweight as well, especially if those are good friends or family of yours. And the same goes for smoking, alcoholism, stuff like that. So rather try to find people that are healthy as well, and that try to get a healthy life themselves, as this helps to motivate you, and also it will bring you closer to each other, which is also very important, because family first is one of the tips that are given in the Blue Zone theory, that having good social contacts will help you to live longer. Now, loneliness is something that can drastically shorten your lifespan, and it has the same effect, and it can actually be deadly, because people are social animals, even though I'm not that social. And the last blue zone tip is religion, or being religious. Now, most of the areas where people live longer tend to be religious. Now, this does not mean that you have to be religious in order to live longer, because if you're an atheist like me who don't believe in religion or in a god, then obviously it won't have any benefits. Now, the reason why religion is probably important is, first of all, because it helps to bring people closer together. Now, besides that, it also helps if you can put things in perspective. Now, people that are religious and deal with problems can ask for God or whoever they believe in to solve their problem. So it won't be a problem for themselves anymore, and this cuts down on stress. Now, I as an atheist, I think of things that are bigger than myself. And with that I mean that whenever I deal with a problem, I look upstairs in the sky at the stars and think how tiny we are as a human race, how tiny Earth is, and how small my problems really are. So that helps me to put things in perspective and deal with things that I get nervous about, to stop worrying about it. What are your thoughts on this? Leave them down in the comments below. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. Thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Also, make sure to put on your notification bell to get all the updates of the videos that I upload.